Hey everybody, welcome to Landmark Live. It's a special Halloween themed episode. It's going to be kind of scary. Right, Brad? This is my co-host tonight, Brad Carl, filling in for Chris Kamler, who injured his knee in a very unfortunate dancing incident at the Dove Theater last week. He has surgery on his meniscus coming up tomorrow, so good luck, Chris. We're counting on you. You'll be fine, my man. This episode dedicated to you, Chris Kamler. And I really think it was an injury that faked so he wouldn't have to go down into this scary
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. I also want to say real quick, I see we pulled clothes out of the same closet today.
We did not even plan that. No one would plan this, actually.
Yes.
We are headed down into the dungeon beneath the 1869 Landmark newspaper building. A seldom entered place. We entered it back in June for the first time ever. I've been here 35 years. It was my first trip down. It was scary. We found some stuff. I thought this would be a great place to do a Halloween episode. So here we are tonight. Brad, are you ready?
I'm ready. I can only imagine how muggy it is down there.
Yeah, and we brought along a local historian for tonight's episode to help us identify and explain what it is we have found down there back in June, and hopefully, and if I could bring in our historian now. His name is Frank Offit. You might know him as Platte City Mayor. Frank Offit, ready to go spelunking with us tonight. Thank you, Mayor, for coming along. You're the best historian we know, so that's why we brought you on.
Am I the only historian?
You're one of two.
One of two.
Okay.
Well, 50%. Thank you very much.
We appreciate all your help tonight. This is going to be informative, but there is a little concern. Frank is the mayor, so Brad and I need to be his Secret Service. We will go down first, clear the area of any spirits, ghosts, anything haunted. We'll get that clear because we can't have anything happening to the mayor, okay? So
Take your flashlight and whack them for me.
we will whack anything that moves down there, I promise you. I promise you. So,
Brad,
You're
thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. And you're going to be my Secret Service and go first.
okay, I'll go first. Brad, the ladder is a little shaky, so if you don't mind holding on to it, and
I
then
can do that.
when I get down to the bottom, I'll try to hold it for you.
Try to hold it. I know I'm a little bit heftier than you are.
Well, I don't know about that.
Just a little, a couple pounds.
Oh, you guys,
This looks
it's a little scary down
icky
here.
down there.
Ooh,
I hear noises too.
oh, a little shaky, Brad. A little shaky. Come on, whenever you're
All
ready,
right,
Brad.
all
I
right,
got you.
all right, all right. If I never come back, please tell my mom, my wife, my daughter that I love them, my brother, whatever.
Is the insurance paid?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
That was bad. Okay. All right. Ooh. Okay. What's next, Ivan?
Let's clear the area.
All right.
Real quickly.
1 second, Mayor.
We can't have the mayor being threatened in any way. All right. I think it's clear. Mayor Frank, if you want to come on down.
Is it safe?
Yes.
Think it's safe. He comes down the ladder like he does it every day. Me, I was scared to death, but this guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Look what you've done with the place.
Yes.
Have a seat.
I'll help with the camera. Oh, this is very professional.
Are we not supposed to get our camera person on film?
Oh, I think we broke the rule.
Am I on camera right now?
Yeah, I think you're on camera right now.
This is scary.
Let's see if we can get the camera girl down here.
Okay. Just looking around.
How's the broadcast coming up there?
Look at this.
Go ahead. I got the ladder.
I found some living beings.
What is it?
Look at the spider.
Oh. Oh.
Cool.
Oh. Oh my goodness. This is a little spooky. I don't mind saying.
Where's Frank already in the
Frank-
recliner? Where did he go to the recliner?
Here, you. Brad, talk a little bit about what you're seeing.
I am seeing a lot of, a lot of paper, which makes a lot of sense. I actually saw an old landmark back here that I believe you said was from
1903.
1903, right? And you've read it about 300 times?
Yes.
And so you know what was going on around here in 1903?
I do, and I find nothing in there that would explain why they saved so many copies of that particular
They
issue.
must have loved it.
They were very proud of that one, apparently.
Yes, yes.
And also, some old, I don't know what. Frank, you're the historian. Come take a look at some of this stuff. Just give us an opinion. We have some shutters, it would appear.
Yes. Those are probably the original shutters from when they built this place, because there were no screens back in the day. And so you had shutters, and you opened up the windows and closed the shutters to let the air move through.
Gotcha.
On a warm summer night.
Is that normal? Is that normal? Is that normal?
What is that?
I hope the police are not watching.
That's not good.
Are those bones?
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Maybe we know now why they kept that paper.
My goodness.
More
bones.
Frank, you were awful close. Don't ruin it. Don't put your DNA on that.
Shazam. Look at this stuff. These are called artifacts.
Another one. Another artifact.
Artifacts.
You almost stepped on a phalange.
A phalange?
Yes.
Yes. Those
Oh,
phalanges.
goodness,
Crap.
those are
Just the toe.
just the
Just the, just the big toe.
And then we've, it smells like 1869 down here, Frank. I don't mind saying. I'm not proud of it. Perhaps we should have aired this area out before the show tonight, but it does smell like it's been closed up for 148 years.
It's sealed like King Tut.
Yes, I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't see any signs of water.
No, I don't either.
Looks like somebody might have been living down here. I think I just found a corn cob.
There are
Somebody
some...
eating down here?
Well, those corn cobs are used for another bodily function.
Yeah, you... Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
my bad.
Probably should have been wearing gloves.
Probably shouldn't have picked that up.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just here to try to protect you.
Good
okay?
one. I appreciate that,
It's
Frank.
too late.
Keep your hands out of your mouth, Brad.
The craftsmanship is wonderful down here. These are rough sawn, native oak timbers.
And you're being serious right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
The cobwebs. Okay.
Well, those are real, too.
Yeah.
And,
Good craftsmanship for its day.
pretty
Very
solid. Very solid. 1869, you guys. 148 years of construction. And, again, no signs of water ever entering the place.
Wow.
And Frank, talk a little bit about, you being the Platte City historian that you are, talk a little bit about this site. This particular site was home to the original Platte County Courthouse, am I right?
That's right. These 3 lots on this particular block, block 25, were part of the original 50 by 50 two-story courthouse built in about 1842. The contract was let about, the design was called for in 1840. It actually got plastered, which is kind of like we call a drywall stage now.
Brad and I got plastered before the show.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was...
We'll look for those artifacts.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. But the seriousness of this, the rock foundation is really incredible here, because when they burnt this place, and I'm talking about had a big fire.
Right, Civil War days.
December of 61.
1861.
Yeah, that's a couple
Yeah.
back. Yeah. And the rock foundation here is still part of that original 50 by 50 foot structure, and they built again on top of the ruins.
Isn't that amazing? Now, I want to show you some of this. Camera girl, if you could follow us back here. When we were down here in June, we noticed, Frank, what appears to be signs of a fire back in this corner.
Yes.
And this could be part of, and I don't know how good our lighting is here. How's our lighting, camera girl? Are we good? We can. Oh, Brad's gonna help us out. That is amazing. Now, I don't know.
Who's this guy?
That is Slim. I don't know if Slim has been here forever, but he is aware that we do have Bud Light as an unofficial sponsor of the show. So he,
You gotta have a sponsor.
and he's using his head on that one.
Yeah.
But if you look closely at the bottom area of the foundation, I want to say I was seeing some char marks. Any signs of char there? And roll over this way. Just darker areas.
Yes.
Yeah.
The stonework for the time
Right.
and how they mortise these joints in between. We're going to take the official mayor's hammer here.
Wow.
Yeah, good limestone. This little Jenkins is noteworthy because I think he also built the abutments for the old bridge at foot of Main Street, and more importantly, the big stone apartment that Wilma Summers lives in.
Gotcha.
At the foot of Main Street. So you see the technique there, the
That is-
design, and how he mortised those joints?
Right. That's outstanding. I mean,
Very similar technique.
so I think what we're saying is the Landmark building is pretty solid, in no danger of.
Rock solid.
Thank you.
Rock
That's
solid.
good news.
Rock solid, market wise, is what I like to say, Brad.
I like it.
Yeah. Now, Brad, this is your first time down here as well. Are you impressed with the lay of the land?
I am very impressed, and honestly, I think I like what you've done with the place,
Thanks.
and I think that it's got great potential.
Yeah. I mean,
But no, it's very cool to see the history of this building and know, what used to be, and find things that have been here for a long, long time.
I could actually make this my office. As you know, I have no private office upstairs. I
You
could-
deserve one.
Yeah.
Man cave.
It could be a man cave as well. It could be a man cave as well. We could watch the Chiefs games down
Yeah.
here.
Again, foster.
Earthy. It's very earthy.
It is.
Very earthy.
It continues to smell earthy.
Yes.
Let's move over here, Frank. When we were down here in the summertime,
Yeah.
we hit what we believe to be a tunnel of some sort back here. This is the southwest corner of the building. This would be, if you're familiar with the Landmark front sidewalk, that would be where that historical marker is out on the front sidewalk there. The marker that denotes that this location served as the site of the original Platte County Courthouse. Now, this tunnel has obviously been filled in. Give me your historical expert opinion on what we're dealing with right here.
Well, based on the material that I'm seeing, and based on the way the stone, the foundation is laid, which would have come first, it's the chicken or the egg, the foundation first, I believe that not only is this the original foundation of the original courthouse, but this was also an entryway to get to the lower level underneath the original courthouse.
Okay.
And after it burned, they probably either made a cellar or an access from the street out front. And then at some point, based on what I'm seeing, because this rubble came later, concrete,
Gotcha.
they filled this in with just rubble and then poured the sidewalk outside on top of it.
Right.
So this would have been a way to get in here.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And did you know rubble is how Barney Rubble got his name from the Flintstones?
And Betty?
Yeah. And so,
Wow.
but yeah, what do you think? Well, I hope that was not.
More
goodness.
not pretty. Not pretty.
Interesting.
Yeah. But from
So,
what
you know, there's been some rumors that perhaps there were tunnels for slave traffic and whatnot, and you're thinking that's not the case here.
I do not believe so, because traditionally when you have that, you would have chains and anchors bolted to the wall. Because back in those days it was very popular, or a technique, to have bolts and anchors and rings to the wall.
Gotcha.
And I'm not seeing any evidence of that here.
Okay. Well, that's interesting in itself. Let's look at the floor up in here, Frank, and see what we got anything. Now look at the brick. This would separate the Landmark building from the Brooks building next door. Dave and Marianne own the Wellsbrook Antiques building next door. Now that brick looks to be in good shape still, right?
Very good. Each course is in good shape and all the mortars in solid. Very good.
Absolutely. Very interesting. Brad, does your basement at home look anything like this?
Actually, it looks a lot like this. A lot like this in many ways, but also not so strong. My foundation walls are actually horrible in my house, so
Are they really?
they actually have a much better foundation here. Maybe I should move in.
Well, it's always welcome to you, Brad.
Thank you, sir.
All you need is an extension ladder.
That's right.
And apparently some corn cobs because there's no plumbing down
Ouch.
Yes,
Ouch.
that sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now listen, this ladder is kind of interesting. I don't know why we didn't bring this out back in the summertime when we were down there. I guess this is a ladder. Is this some kind of display?
Little wooden one.
Another artifact.
Look at that. Now it's, what is this writing on here?
What's it say?
Something Kansas City. I can't read.
What?
Western.
Something. Does that say Kansas?
Western Electric.
Western Electric. Kansas City Mo.
Western Electric.
We found their ladder.
That Western Electric. There you go.
They're looking for it.
Boys, you know how to reach us if you're still looking for the ladder.
Right.
We'll have to Google them and see if they're still in business.
Interesting.
Because good luck trying to get that back. That's going
Yeah.
to be a vintage decoration in someone's house.
There's
I
a
know.
warrant out for your arrest on it.
Hang that up in your living room.
Yeah.
So that, that's pretty cool. We're going to have to bring that up. And there's an old pencil. Now we found in this location when we were down here in the summertime, Brad, this building used to be a grocery store back in the day before it became the landmark. It was a lot of things. It was the post office and a grocery store. And we found a grocery store memo pad right in that area where you just found that pencil.
Okay.
And the grocery store owner had some notes on it. Very interesting stuff.
Oh.
We found some old burlap sacks and that said hominy flank and all kinds of things.
Interesting.
How are we doing, Frank? Everything solid?
The bridging, everything's still passing inspection.
All right, let's. There is one area I still need to ask you about, historian, because I have no idea what this is. You're one of the smartest men I know, so I'm going to phrase this question to you. What the hell is this, Frank?
That was a crawl space.
You really think someone could get back in there? I
Well,
mean, you'd have to be really tiny,
back
really young.
people were smaller back then. Okay?
Okay, that goes under the floor of the back part of the office. If you've ever been in the landmark office, right here where this opening is, that's the front of my desk. And anything behind my desk, there is no basement structure underneath it, just this crawl space.
And electrical wires.
Oh.
Oh, you do see electrical wires back there.
Yeah.
Oh, I do see that.
That's old Romex. Old Romex electrical left over from probably right after WW2.
Oh.
Because that's the type of it,
Okay.
a Romex. And that was the crawl space to get back in there.
Wow,
They did
they
a
had
very nice job.
They had a small guy do that work.
Yeah. But again, they used oak.
Right.
Very solid. And
Interesting.
rabbet joints. Very good craftsmanship.
In Hollywood, they call that a panic room, right?
Yeah.
Is that where you go?
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman and the family?
Oh my God. But look at these cobwebs. Those are the original cobwebs too, Frank. Can you verify those? Or
Well, they've been here a while. They've been here a while.
How about that?
Caution, Will Robinson, caution.
What else you see back there?
Well, it's about all, there's broken brick, but some skinny guy's been back in there pulling wire for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now these, I'm guessing here, as we said, we found a section of post office boxes back in the summertime. What do you think? Is that another? That looks to me like that perhaps was a post office box section.
No, that's
No?
the top off of a desk.
The old roll top.
Roll top desk on
Okay.
top, and those are the pigeonholes. Is it?
All right.
And we've got a name there. Pens and pencils.
Oh.
Something and letters. Bills. Envelopes. That's how my grandmother said it. Envelopes.
Male?
Mail. Is there a female? Letter paper.
Just the toe.
Bill heads. Maybe that's a phrase you use in the landmark. Bill
Yeah.
heads.
How about that?
Well, we'll find. What's that one?
Blank
Receipts.
receipts.
References. Someone looking for a job. Answered letters right there.
Someone actually
That's
did that.
pretty cool.
So, yes. So based on my analysis,
Yes, sir.
that was someone's pigeonholes that went on the top of the desk.
That's pretty cool.
I think it says a lot about you, Ivan, that it took us getting Frank down here to wipe the dust off of those labels and find out.
I'm gonna. I hate to see the bill I'm gonna get from Frank. So, the backside, not in terrible shape. You know, when we found it down here, it was laying in the dirt for who knows how many years. They had it kind of turned over like a bench, like they. And you remember we found 2 whiskey barrels down here, or 1 whiskey barrel.
Did you find anything inside?
No.
They were empty.
One appeared to be a whiskey barrel. One was a petroleum barrel, we're convinced.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they had turned this over and used it as a bench to kind of sit down there and take a break from the stress of newspaper work.
A lot of stress in the newspaper.
Oh, there is. You know, the deadlines and whatnot.
I forgot about your deadline.
The deadlines you create for yourself, right?
because I procrastinate until I hit the deadline. Then that's what creates the stress. What are you playing with there, Brad?
I don't know. It's a can of oyster, Isaac, Solomon, oyster, and fruit.
Is it full?
Wow. No, it's I guess not.
Oh, they cracked it open.
Yeah.
They got hungry.
Oyster and fruit. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
That's almost as bad as the corn cobs.
That would be. That would be from the grocery store days, obviously.
Yeah, you're probably right. Cove oysters, it says. Just a can.
Probably damaged in shipment.
Probably.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And now there you have it.
Oh, this is interesting. What? These are paired wires. These could be an artifact as well here, okay?
Yeah.
Colored twisted pairs.
Or they may still be working, right? So don't pull on them too hard. Yeah. Because there is an electrical box about right here. And you know what? That may have been internet wires way back in the day. Phone jack wires is what that is, right?
There was a thing called telephone.
Yeah.
Yes.
There used to be landline phones.
Yes.
And
decades ago.
Yes.
Right. Interesting.
Gas pipe, electricity. This is a fully modern man cave.
Well, it really is. It just needs a little
woman's touch.
Yeah, just a woman's
Yeah.
A few of them.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Great stuff down here, though. That's very cool.
This has got potential.
Does it? Okay.
True potential.
Well, are there any? I mean, it's all up to city code, right? I mean,
well, your
it's we're grandfathered in.
Your
We don't have to-
grandfather.
okay, I
the term is
appreciate that.
grandfather. Yeah.
Appreciate that because I am a grandfather.
And you understand that term.
Yes. Well, I appreciate you coming down and taking a look at this, Frank. Is there anything else? Now we got, we just got some nails hung up over here. I'm not sure what that would have been for.
Well, that's where you hung the hams.
Hung the hams from the grocery store.
Hung the hams.
Okay.
Salted hams.
Interesting. Kind of like a modern, not so modern day meat locker.
So we haven't seen any other living life forms. That's not.
Thank goodness. Well, you and I cleared the area.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Cleared the area for the
You
mayor.
never can be too sure.
No.
You got to protect the mayor at all costs.
We absolutely.
we
The
did.
highest
I mean-
elected official.
Absolutely.
Whew. Scary. Whew. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We've learned a lot tonight. We've learned that the landmark is in good, solid shape. So that's the most important thing from my point of view. I appreciate Frank coming on to give us his expert opinion on that. We've learned the theory behind that tunnel space.
Yes.
And we've determined we just need a little house cleaning, basically.
Well, I want to thank you for the invitation.
Well, we sure appreciate your expertise, Mayor. And whenever we get her cleaned up, we expect a ribbon cutting down here from the city officials coming. You and DJ come.
We can do it.
All right.
We can do it.
All right. We appreciate that.
All right.
We appreciate you coming on the show tonight, Frank. And I appreciate all your expertise.
Best wishes in the months and years ahead.
Well, it looks like we'll be here. a while.
Main
Thank you very
State,
much.
my pleasure.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. I'll
think
take my leave.
Okay, we'll hold the ladder for you.
Yes.
We're here to protect. We're
Yes.
here to serve and protect the mayor at all times.
I'll put my safety hammer back here in my.
Yeah, you
my
don't
pack.
Just in case you need to beat any monsters off while you're going up there.
You don't want to fall on that thing. That can...
See you guys.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks, sir.
Good night.
See ya. I think you should put this on your desk upstairs. I think we should.
You think we should carry that up tonight?
Maybe not tonight. Maybe next time, Ivan. Maybe next time.
So, Brad, what have you been up to? I mean, you helped us host the show down at Burger Theory about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, and,
Yes.
and that was a major hit. We shut down the internet that night. Obviously.
We did shut down the internet.
And what have you been up to since then?
Well, I have been waiting for the opportunity to get back on this show where I can actually be heard.
Right.
Since it was so loud and crazy at Burger Theory. So hopefully people can actually hear my voice this time and hear the story about me.
Yeah.
Should we retell the story about? No, it's not. I'm just kidding. We don't need to retell the story about me. I've been working hard.
You're a writer. You're a writer now, doing some books. And
I've been doing some books, and I've really slowed down this year. I am concentrating a lot on marketing and a lot on other things, I guess. But hopefully by the end of the year I'll have something out, and if not, definitely by the first of next year.
So you're marketing yourself, is what you're doing.
A little bit,
Yeah.
I also getting a little bit into social media advertising. Too,
Are you really?
Which is kind of good. Yeah.
So you're pimping the social media advertising. You have
Little bit.
customers that you're doing that for?
No. I'm doing it. I'm sorry. I'm doing it for myself.
Pimping
Doing my
yourself.
books. Yeah,
Okay.
for myself. Although I do have the ability, if you need it, to whatever. I'm not busy enough. Let me take something else on. Why not? No. But I'm just kind of learning about it, basically.
Yeah. Now, I saw a tweet, and you and I are on Twitter quite a bit. I saw a tweet that you sent the other night. You were listening to a nighttime radio show on 610 Sports, and you had a very insightful tweet about the nighttime show on 610. And I read that, and I'm like, thank goodness there's someone else in the world who thinks the way I do. That show is so bad, I cannot. And that must be why no one ever talks about it, because no one's listening to it except you and I, apparently. We both flipped through it and decided it was painful radio.
Well, a lot like you, I work until late in the afternoon hours, and so I find myself often in the car after 6 o'clock in the evening. And I think that's why I happen to catch it a little bit here and there. And this guy, maybe I should just do an imitation.
And you nailed it.
Thank you. I don't understand how Mark Davis can have such bad hair. How can he not afford a haircut? You don't need to yell. You don't have to yell when you're on the radio.
Because the microphone's right there.
The microphone is right there, I think Alex Smith is the most attractive quarterback in the NFL. First of all, who says that? Right?
Not a straight man.
I'm comfortable with my sexuality. He always clarifies with that.
Right. Okay.
The guy yells. Yelling is the new thing, Ivan. Yelling is the new calm, I think. I find it, the TV shows my daughter watches on cable TV. She's almost 10, and she watches these shows, whether it's, I don't even know what any of the names of the shows are, but they're always yelling. And I'm like going, please turn that down. And it's like sitcoms or whatever it might be, but they're always yelling to get everybody's attention. I think it's an attention game,
Yeah.
And this guy, man.
And some of the topics that he comes up with, as you mentioned, a couple of them are just awkward because people might think you were being sarcastic. Those are actual things that are discussed on that show. So it is very painful radio. And I was surprised that, Brad, when you sent that tweet, I'm like, thank you, Brad.
I'm glad that we
because
shared
there
it.
are two of us.
Yes, and apparently we're the only ones, though. Well, at least they don't think about it at that radio station. They must think it's good.
They must. I mean, and and while we're talking about radio and stuff, we need to send another shout out to Chris Kamler, friend of ours who's going through a rough time. He did hurt his knee. He does have surgery. I believe surgery tomorrow. So, Chris, seriously, we are thinking about you, man. Just turn the hospital TV to Cinemax. Enjoy your time off. You'll have it.
I want to wish you the best too, Chris, assuming it's true.
It is true. He actually did hurt his knee.
I never know.
And we talked about it during the show last week, and people may have thought we were joking, but he did actually hurt his knee.
Okay.
He's got a bad meniscus.
Okay.
And I think he'll be fine. He's hoping to be back next week, and I hope he's back because next week we're talking Platte County High School football with the coach of the Platte County Pirates. It's going to be great. We're going to get caught up on the Pirates' successful season. It's going to be a good time, and I tell you what, is there someone here who's been hanging out there? I seem to be finding some movement over this way. What?
I felt a presence.
Look at.
I thought it was.
Oh, and he's holding it. Who are you?
It's a beer vendor.
And how many years have you been down here, sir? He's holding a Bud Light, so he is familiar with the show.
Yes, he is. Definitely. Okay. Official sponsor. Look at that.
Drinks right through it. That is fantastic. Thank you, sir, for haunting the mayor. You apparently didn't scare the mayor too bad. He hung around for the whole show. But anyway, you guys, we hope you've enjoyed a little dance into the basement of the Landmark. We have quite a history down here. We're proud of it. The mayor and someone, you trying to hit me with something? This is
corn cob.
We appreciate. Brad, anything else before he shut it down?
Thanks for having me, Ivan. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you coming on, filling in for Kamler. Hopefully, Chris is back next week. Good luck, Chris, with your knee surgery. We'll talk to you guys next Thursday night. Landmark Live. We'll talk Platte County High School football. See you guys. Thank you.